Anyways, let's focus in on what the show was this weekend, the Ganon Burr show. The dude went out 11 under round 1. You were thinking, this is going to be pretty competitive. We got some people within a few strokes,
it was
you
pretty
know?
competitive there for a
it's
second.
all right. And then he goes 16 under round 2, and all of a sudden he has a 5-shot lead, and you know it's over.
Yeah.
You just don't realize the dude's got it in him again to go 15 under round 3 and open up to win by 11 strokes.
It's pretty
Holy
crazy
moly.
In the modern day disc golf world.
In my day, that's pretty crazy.
Absolutely crazy. Terrible week for Corey Ellis to choose to pop off.
Isn't that a bummer?
Terrible week.
Isn't that a bummer?
He came in second place, lost by 11. No one even knows it happened.
That's a bummer.
He beat out some really good players that were also having solid weekends. You know, the likes of AB, Calvin.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Well,
bad.
obviously ratings are not perfect, okay?
No,
but
I think they are.
if you take Corey's average rating, it's high enough to have won like 3 or 4 Pro Tour events this year. And he lost by 11.
Yeah,
That's you just chose the wrong week to pop off, Corey. I'm really sorry for you.
How long
you could
you
have been the Waco champion or the Open at Austin champion, but instead you're the runner-up to one of the most historic performances of all time. Actually, speaking of ratings, this was the highest average rating event in Pro Tour major history.
Wow.
Gannon Burr's 1088
That doesn't
average.
surprise me. How long would you,
1088
That's
average.
crazy.
if you're Corey Ellis, like how long are you dragging that one? Because like I think my second ever disc golf tournament when I was like 14, I lost to a guy who would have. I lost to a guy in intermediate that would have won advance. Like he kind of sandbagged. I don't know if it was on purpose, whatever. But like I remember as a 14-year-old, just like that's all I talked about for the next. Like I should have won. But if imagine this, like if you're Corey Ellis, that's got to be eating away at you for a while.
It is a good
like
point.
how was your season this year? Well, I should have had a win, but this guy just had an absolute world beater of a tournament.
It's a good point by Trev. There should be another level.
Another division.
I think Gannon is sandbagging.
Yeah, he might be. Well, I mean, that happened
He
to
needs
me.
to play-
I was
he
the
should be
same
in the
way.
Olympics.
MPOO.
I remember I came in like MA1. I was in like 3rd or 4th, and I remember
Checks
the
out.
guy that won MA1 would have won MPO.
See, he's still talking
and
about
like
it.
that was something that was like that was a talking point. I was like,
Yeah.
well, I would have come top 3, but like 2 of the guys should have been in MPO. You know what I mean?
It hurts.
Because like if an
Sounds like
MA1
a
guy
great
wins
conversation
MPO,
to have at Sheets after the round.
exactly.
Yeah.
When you're just all drowning in your sorrows.
You guys think if when Gannon has a round like that, like because we all know how Gannon is after rounds, like how he breaks down what happened to him out there. I bet you even after the 1600 and 1500, he went back there and talked about what rollaways.
Well, he had a bogey on hole 5 during a 1600.
That's what I'm saying. Like I guarantee you, he came right back there, but he was like, "Man, if this didn't happen, like 18."
I could have, I should have shot 18 under. I freaking
The bogey is so funny.
threw my drive off the fairway.
But then,
blah,
he
blah,
had
blah.
the eagle, obviously.
And then eagled 18. But yeah, he had a bogey on 5, eagle on 18. Like it could have been 18 under if he would have just got his head together on
Dude,
a few holes.
So automatic.
Got his head together.
He had the hot round all 3 rounds. Ricky did tie him for the hot round in
good job,
the
Rick.
final round.
We'll
He
give him a
also
grippy.
shot a 15
we'll give him a
under.
grippy.
Problem was he was only 10 under at that point when Ganon Burr was 27 under. So
We might have to write.
he
Didn't
also
matter.
gained 0 on the lead.
We might have to
with his
jot
15 under.
This might be the early jot this down for performance of the year. Grippy.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's going to be close. I mean, it's the performance of all time.
Of a century.
Of a century.
Like it's insane. The other thing I looked
Doing
at,
disc golf things of
Write
the
it down,
century is
Trevor.
funny because it hasn't been around for
know.
darn near a century.
the other thing I looked at is he would have won this event by 8 last year,
Make it
and
up,
obviously
Trev.
the course changed. So I looked at it, and they were playing to par, basically the same. Like they were within a stroke of each other, round to
right,
round.
right.
So he basically would have won this event by 8 last year, maybe by 5 if you give that course a stroke harder every round. But
That's bonkers.
like he just absolutely destroyed everything. Like it was crazy. Honestly, I don't even really talk about much else because like when you look at
he
anyone
kind
else,
of made the rest of the tournament pointless.
it's like AB came in 3rd, but he lost by 14.
Well, what I think what's the most
Like, good
interesting-
job.
What's the most
That's
interesting
it.
thing
Like,
to
good
talk
job.
about?
Great
is-
podium finish. You were 14 away from the lead.
You want to talk about internet? Like, they love getting on Gannon these days. I think he's kind of become a target for a lot of people because he is really good and people just don't like him. But a lot of people were replying to the Pro Tour posting about like his win and his records and all that, and being like, "This is why we should never see this course on tour again." Blah blah blah. This is blah 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 blah. And I'm like, guys, like, what are you talking about? Like, nobody else did that. What are
Yeah.
you supposed to do? Build courses just for Gannon?
Yeah.
It's like that's like the way I started talking on debate night about the FPO for a little bit there. Like, do we have to start like specifying these courses to certain players? But and this obviously doesn't happen every other week. But I think it was so funny that people were like, "This is the course's problem."
Well, if you take,
it's like, guys, he's the only one that did that. Everybody else averaged barely anybody averaged double digits.
Yeah, if you take Gannon out, electric tournament.
Yeah,
leaderboard was great. Had like the whole top 10 would have been within striking distance of the lead. Like it would have been, and everything that Preserve typically is.
Yeah, and I've always said
the rest of the event was. It's just
Gannon ruined this tournament.
Gannon ruined the tournament.
He kind of did. Honestly, low key, like this was Father's Day weekend. Like I knew I had I could bake on the couch, just lay there like a dead animal and watch this if I wanted to. And then it was just like, there's nobody's in it.
Yeah, what's the point? Gannon Burr.
Gannon ruined Father's Day.
Gannon Burr ruined Father's Day.
Gannon is my father.
Gannon, yeah. The whole field celebrated Father's Day. Ganon Burr, they let him dog walk him.
All right.
Dag on.
Is that what dads do?
If this is
you
don't you? If this is like one of the birdie or die courses though, and like outside of Gannon, everybody else like average just below double digits, that was like in contention, that's not even bad. I think the course held up fine. I think it's interesting that people were so worked up. Now it was a little bit crummy for weather.
Well, I did find it interesting because like Simon went out there and helped Kale redesign the course a little bit, and then apparently the Pro Tour, from what I understand, came in and actually added some more OB in to Simon's design, and like he wasn't super stoked about that, from what I understand.
Not a big OB guy.
Just from what I've seen on social media. It's not like I didn't talk to Simon about it. I just saw all this on social media.
You consult him from time to time, fair to say.
But I was making sure you knew I didn't consult him on this.
Got him
is what I'm
speed
saying.
dial.
Just saw it on social media.
All right.
And so it is interesting to think like to be honest with you, if the Pro Tour wouldn't have added OB,
what does Gannon do out there?
Well, yeah, like I don't know, like people might have a point. The course might just be too soft.
Is Gannon going to be the first disc golfer to shoot a perfect tournament?
Go 3 rounds, 18, 18, 18.
Is he going to go 54?
That would be amazing.
I don't think so.
What do we think? I mean, this was.
I mean, it's 12 strokes off.
Is this the?
No, I don't think anyone will ever do that.
In Pro Tour history, is 42 for 18 the best ever?
I don't know if I can look that up.
That's what we got to figure out, because I want to know. Obviously, 4-round tournament's a different thing, but in these 3-round tournaments where guys can really sprint, what is the most under par? Like I could see Gannon averaging. I could see him averaging 14 under par. What is it? Wait, does that put him what he actually shot? Oh my gosh, that's what he actually shot. Is that what he actually shot?
10, 20, 30. Yeah, 14 under. He averaged 14 under.
I could see him averaging 15 under par. Like I could see him like just slightly upping that maybe. Man,
I don't think there's under par. I don't think there's like score. Yeah,
we'd have to go to like. Can you like scroll through and can't you like see the previous champs? But like, I mean, what's an event that would even have somebody close? Oh, didn't Nico win this at 41? Didn't we see that on our sheet?
I don't know, man.
Maybe it was 39. Look up 2020 Preserve.
2020 Preserve.
I'm pretty sure it's 2020. I want to say this is like 39 or 41.
I think we should start calling Gannon Ganzilla.
I like that.
41.
So
Nico, 41.
Yeah. You guys think Gannon's sick? My boy Nico LaCastro won this event at 41 under.
Your boy?
Just 5 years ago. Just half a decade.
5 years ago in disc golf time is like
forever.
50
millennium.
years.
Shot of the century.
41. So yeah, I'll text Edwin stats if he. I don't know if he has a pool he can pull this from.
Well,
of like what is the best under par someone's ever shot.
It has to be a Pro Tour event though. Like it has to be. It can't be some Joe.
Because all I can see on here is all-time best round ratings, all-time best event ratings.
Well, because the year at Waco, what did Paul? Like that would be the first one that comes to mind. Is like what did Paul shoot at Waco?
What was that year?
2019.
2019 Waco?
No.
Let's see. Paul McBeth won at 43. There you go.
I'm the GOAT.
Oh
You're the
my
GOAT.
gosh.
You found
Trevor,
it.
I am the
amazing.
GOAT king. And so
I'm
that's
gonna
number
start
one.
calling you Trevzilla.
He is the one,
I'm the stats guy with
You're
an
the stats
occasionally
guy.
good line.
Yeah, because that's the year that he shot 18 under.
Okay. Well, and then
Deglo. Let's look up Deglo.
I think Conrad also had like an 18 under somewhere. Or he had a 17 under somewhere.
When year did Paul do Deglo?
Oh.
Greatest round disc golf 2018.
Same year.
James Conrad was in my dream last night.
Discraft. What?
Oh, I know which one you need
Brad.
to look up next.
Great Lakes Open. Let's see what this was.
This is a fun little search we're on right now.
40 under. Paul got.
Okay. Look up Jonesboro 2020. Start with 2022. It's whatever year. I think there was a year that Conrad popped, but he didn't win. So like he just popped off.
Calvin
like
shot
one
26 under that year.
What was
So
it?
that can't be-
No, but like
that can't be it,
Conrad.
Trev.
Didn't Conrad have a 17 under somewhere? And I feel like it was at Jonesboro, but maybe I'm just wrong.
I don't know,
remember.
man. I don't know.
Look up James Conrad 17 under. We're gonna find this.
Yeah, we'll find it.
But if he didn't win, I don't think
I don't
he
think
got
he
farther.
won. That's the problem.
It's 2023. Jones.
Hey, I was darn close. It was Jonesboro.
Jonesboro Open 2023.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
Trevzilla strikes again.
Jonesboro Open 2023.
How did he shoot 17 under and not win? I don't even think he was in contention.
He can't. Calvin got to 31
What
under.
did he take?
James Conrad shot 26 under
And he
total
shot
for the tournament.
17
He went
under.
56, 47, 63.
Rock on, James. All right.
That's another fun stat. What is the most drastic difference between two rounds?
Hey,
What
Kyle
was-
Klein
what was
DNF, by the way.
He's sick. He had the flu.
I took him in my top 3.
What was
That sucks
Rick?
for you.
What was Rick at? What were his other rounds at?
Rick ended up at 25 under.
What are you talking
So how
about?
were his other rounds?
Round 2, which would be the round that mattered for what
no,
the
you
stat we're talking.
said like the worst.
Yeah, I'm saying round 2, which would be the
Oh.
one he went 6 under, so it's 9 stroke difference. Not that big of a deal.
So Paul has the record.
Paul has the record from what we can see.
From what
43
from what we
under.
found.
Gannon, there's your new goal. Get better than 43
I
under. in the
think,
bit.
I honestly, if you asked him, I feel like he probably knew about that. I think he probably wants it. We're going to need to make that record
we need
more,
to make that record more known.
more popular. To
Let
like
us know
chase
if
after.
you can if you can find a Pro Tour event where someone, a 3-round Pro Tour event, where someone has gone more than 43 under par.
I've no
Let us
way
know.
I've ever seen a 44 next to a name. Here's the thing. So whenever somebody gets close,
That was so good.
from now
No
on,
way I've ever seen a 45.
it just that
next
would
to
be
a name.
just unnatural. From now on, whenever somebody like pops off like round 1 and round
It
2,
might have been like
we got to put them on official 44 watch.
NT at Memorial could be something.
But that's not a Pro Tour hunt.
It would count national tour.
Yeah, I'd count it. Barely. I don't even know if I would count it. We'll say the modern era. That's another funny one to throw around in disc golf. The modern
What year
era.
was it? 2015 that Paul
It's like
shot the like crazy.
2016 on
Yeah, it's like ever since the Thunderbird.
post Thunderbird.
Oh, this is when they did 4 rounds. They did 4 rounds out here in Memorial. So that doesn't count. Doesn't even count.
TB.
I was doing the same thing.
PTB.
BTB.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up the talk on the preserve. Pretty much the Gannon show and then an electric FPO finals there. But let's jump into Trevor's trivia right after these messages.